Hey guys, what's up? Joe back again, and this is vlog post number 16 following my coaching qualification journey. Now, before I get into the video, I just wanted to say if, like me, you live in the UK and you are based kind of middle to south of England, then I hope you are doing okay in the current heat wave that we're having. It's kind of a crazy heat wave to be going through, so I hope you're all keeping safe. I hope you're all coping okay with it and doing what you need to do to be able to cope with this hot weather. So in my last video, I know it's been a couple of weeks, but there's been a lot going on. I've coming up to the end of my full-time job, so that in my last day is in 2 days for that, and that's really exciting. But obviously, there's been a lot of things to polish off. I had a big project review the other day, so I was doing a lot of planning for that, and I've just really not had the chance to sort of sit down, record these videos, and do the catch-ups that I wanted to. And also, as well, I've been obviously trying to get through the coursework that I've needed to for the paddle course as well. So just lots and lots of things going on, which again has kind of slowed this down a little bit. But I'm here now, and I can sort of go through it all with you. There's obviously a little bit to catch up on. So on my last video, I went through what was coming up in the module 3 day, and that has now happened. So the things that we mainly covered, there was some stuff around movement in paddle. I thought was kind of fairly basic, but it was good just to kind of refresh some of that. So looking at like sidestepping versus crossover stepping, and then how to like move forwards and backwards on the court. A little bit of understanding about kind of like the importance of the sidestep off the back glass as well. So that was all very good. We also did some stuff around how to organize large groups, which I thought was actually excellent. Gave me some really good ideas about how to rotate large groups around on a court, and how to do that with up to 8 people on one court, and how to make sure people aren't waiting around for too long, but also how to keep them safe and how to organise not only the group, but where you stand and where you're maybe putting markers down and things like that too. We then did some stuff around differentiation and inclusion, which was very interesting. Again, lots of stuff that I've already covered kind of during my tennis coaching qualification, but good to kind of recap that and see how that maybe applies slightly differently to paddle. Um, Now, inclusion and sort of disability tennis is stuff that I've not had, or disability paddle as well, isn't something I've had much chance to get involved with yet, but it's something that I'd actually be really keen to get more involved with. I'm a firm believer that if anyone has got a willingness to play, anyone can be on the tennis court or the paddle court. So that is something that I'm hoping I get those opportunities in the future to start putting into practice. And then the final aspect of this as well was around how to build confidence in players, specifically around using like process goals. So taking the focus away from an outcome, whether that's keeping score or hitting a target or anything like that, actually kind of making it more about, well, what can the player control? And we did a really nice demonstration of this where we had a marker out on the floor. We had 1 minute to try and hit the marker as many times as we could. And obviously, for the most part, we got very, very low scores for that. And then we did it again. And then we did, okay, well, how many times after you've hit the ball, count how many times you think you've got to a good, ready position after you've hit the ball. And obviously the scores were firstly much higher, but the really interesting thing is actually seeing the quality improvement that came with that as well. So really good day on the Saturday. I also did my elective module on the Sunday following that, which was all around youth coaching for paddle. Again, very, very similar to tennis. So a lot of it was actually understanding how to make the session feel like a paddle session and not just a mini tennis session. I think that was a really important differentiation for that. It was actually sort of was quite a hard day because even though it was only a half day, it was it was kind of very high energy and we were on our feet a lot, and we kind of went from 9 o'clock through till 2 o'clock, pretty much straight through. So that kind of missing out that lunch break was I always find quite tough just because my body's so used to eating at a specific time. But we got there in the end. It was kind of a bit of a slog towards the end of it, but still very, very interesting, and had a really good fun day on that. So in terms of then what I've then been doing, so I've done all my coursework stuff around those kind of topics. Again, online learning, online tests to do, and I've just finished off my reflections for that course day as well. I've also managed to get my feeding task done, and I know I don't normally do this, but I am going to put up a little video edit at this point as well, so you can see what the feeding task entailed. I know I explained it in the last video, but you can see that I'm aiming here to try and get it around each of the panels, and I have a minute to do this. So I'm just counting how many times I get it accurately into the required panel. Um, got that sorted out the other day, and I've got all that submitted too. I've also started my coaching qualification experience work as well. So I am assisting in some groups. It's really good to kind of get that hands-on experience actually doing some coaching, and I'm very much enjoying that side of things as well. And then the final bit that I wanted to talk about is then what is coming up in my final face-to-face day. Now, The final day is coming up literally this weekend, so I don't think it's going to be as intense. I don't think it's going to be as in depth. I think there's less to cover. There's a little bit around youth coaching and coaching children, which again we've kind of already done a little bit of, because I did my elective day. So I'm hoping that actually that bit we're not going to spend too much time on, because I've already done a lot of information on that. But we also have some stuff in there around safeguarding, which obviously is super important. And then we also have some stuff in there around how to run competitions as well. So I'm hoping again we'll be able to do lots of playing, trying different competition styles and those sorts of things on the day. But realistically, it's only those three things. So I can't really imagine it taking as long or being as intense a day. And the coursework side of things after that as well, in terms of what's required to complete for that sort of module, is much less. So once I've got that out the way, I'll then just be focusing on the qualification experience, filling out the sort of documents I need to for that, capturing the videos I need to for that. And I've got about, I think it's a month after the end of the course to get all of the rest of that submitted. Thankfully, I am soon to be not working anywhere near as much, so my July is looking pretty quiet from work, which is nice. I will be still doing some tennis coaching, hopefully picking up a little bit of paddle coaching, but I'm kind of taking the time in July just to kind of reset a little bit before I dive into the coaching world more so. Which does mean that I will have lots of chance during the day to kind of sit down, get the last bits of these paperwork filled out, start recording these videos when I need to, obviously after I've done the sessions, get the last bits of recording that I need to do and get everything submitted for that course, which means that then hopefully I'll be ready to then do my summative assessment for my paddle as well. Just a quick update on the tennis side of things as well. I did some recording the other week for my summative assessment for my level 3. Now, obviously, I can't submit that yet because I still have to do my final face-to-face day, but it was good just to kind of sit down and just kind of do the recording of that. And now I have already reviewed both those recordings, and actually I think there are areas that I could already improve on, so I'm glad that I kind of did that and sort of gave that feedback to myself early on, which means that now I've got some more sessions coming up over the next couple of weeks, and I'm hoping to record those again, doing it in the same style that I would need to for my summative assessment, and hopefully one of those videos will be good, so that I can then submit that video for my summative, meaning that as soon as I finish my face-to-face day, as soon as my tutor has signed off on all of the stuff that I needed to for the level 3 course, my video is ready and I can book the summative assessment, get the video submitted straight away, and hopefully get both my qualifications sorted. Fingers crossed by the end of July is kind of my aim, maybe kind of leaching into August for the paddle work, but fingers crossed end of July, I'll be in a good position. So slightly shorter video from me today. Thank you so much for listening. As always, if you've got to this stage, I really appreciate any views that I get on these videos. You know, I started this out really mainly for me, but if anyone else is ever getting any benefit from this, then you know, absolutely, it's an absolute bonus for me as well. So as always, if you enjoyed it so far, please do like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see more about my paddle journey, as I said, I've documented all of this from the start, so please do go check out my YouTube channel. You can see all the various different aspects of what I've been doing, and you can catch up on all the journey that I've been going through so far. And until next time, take care and goodbye.